and he published with a fellow Princeton economist one of the most quoted findings of modern social science.
Oh, I need hot sauce.
Day-to-day happiness rises with income, then flatlines around 75K. You've heard this one. It launched like 1,000 TED Talks, gave a generation permission to stop asking hard questions about money. One problem, the study was bullshit. Because in 2021, a University of Pennsylvania researcher tested it with better instruments, better tools, and built an app that pinged more than 33,000 working Americans at random moments and asked how they felt right then in the moment instead of from memory. Over 1.7 million real-time reports later, that famous $75,000 plateau was gone. How high was it? Well, it climbed a lot, past $200,000, with really no ceiling in sight up to 500K. So who's right? I mean, here's the twist, I think. In 2023, the two rivals did something nearly extinct in academia.
Hi, Thomas.
They put all their data together, brought in a neutral referee, and published a joint answer on one of the top journals in the country. The finding? Both are right about different people. For most people, more money really does, in fact, buy more happiness. But for the unhappiest, roughly 20%, the benefit stops around 100K. Past that line, money can't touch what's actually hurting them. I think this is important because the whole episode, basically today, that we're going to talk about is in one data set. Money amplifies a life that is already working. It basically can't rescue a life that is completely not working. So if the machine you built is eating your marriage, your health, your weekends, the next zero on the revenue line does nothing for you. You've enrolled yourself in the one group money can't help.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is important to say because I work all the fucking time, but I really like it. And I choose when and how. And my employees work really, really hard, but they like it and they choose when and how. And we don't, police when they come in the morning and when they leave and how many vacation days they take a year. And we don't police if they want to build a new part of the business, if they want to grow a new part, if they want to try a new trade. Like, no. And so the question here is really, I think, what actually moves the needle? The University of British Columbia, basically they ran
UBC is here.
About, 5,000 people, and found that people who value time over money are reliably happier, and actually held after controlling for how much money they had. A follow-up study found the same thing from the other direction. People who spend money to buy back time, they have a higher life satisfaction than people who buy more stuff. This is so important. Using your money to buy you more time makes you happier.
Using more money to buy you more time makes you happier than buying things. This is why I hire cleaners. I don't want to do it. And again, we can sing over it and change.
For real, how many of you make over $100,000 a year and you haven't gotten yourself a VA or an agentic VA? Like you're just doing everything.
Dave Ramsey,
all the time, and it makes you really
is she white or
feel
black?
good to say you're busy nonstop,
Running
even
so
though you
many
could just be
needs.
productive as opposed to busy. I think
You're
money
eating
only
too
pays off
fast.
when you
Slow
spend
down.
it
You're eating
on
like a
time.
tigress. Are you hungry?
If
No,
you
I'm not
eat
that
it
hungry.
unlimited, like it's
I've
just
always
one
eaten so
crazy story that
fast.
nobody really knows about and you can't take it with
So
you.
this girl,
So
I
you have to
remember
find it.
I remember my first boyfriend who was in business school at the time, marketing management program at BCIT, and he told me, he's like, he didn't work in business for very long, maybe 5 years or so, because he just couldn't do it. He wasn't maybe the best businessman. He's like, I wish I went into trades at the end. But he was like, he was told in school what she was just talking about, which ended up being bullshit, which was people's happiness plateau at earnings of $70,000. Wrong. She's like, that study was false, and they redid that study, and that number was actually around 200,000 for most people. The other remaining 20%, like that cutoff was 100,000. So yeah, it was his reason for not working hard. Oh well, I won't. And not that he was even closely earning 70,000.
Well, isn't to end up rich on paper, it's to end up free.
I earned more money than him
What you
babysitting at the
can do
time.
uniquely that you love to do, that you have to pry out of your cold dead fingers. I have a mental model for you. I call this the 3 paths of ownership, and it could be of employment too. Every owner is on one of 3 paths. Now, whether you picked it or not is a different question. Path 1, freedom, is really the lifestyle business. Like, you optimize for making as much money and profit as you can every year, but augmented by your life. The business exists to fund a life, and the life is really the point. Path 2, domination. That means scale, market share, head count, empire. You work like a maniac for a decade, and that's the deal you knowingly signed and you love it. That's like my business. Path 3, escape. You're building to sell. Like, every decision gets judged by one standard. Does this make the business worth more to somebody else? No one of those is better than any one, but you need to pick which one matches the life you actually want. I fucking hate all this business advice out there and life advice. It's like, you should do this because I did. It's like, bro, you're miserable. You don't have a family. Like, you don't have friends. You don't have hobby. What? Okay, yeah, that worked for you to get to $1 billion, but I don't want your life. Simultaneously, if you're like taking advice from a lifestyle person who just likes to hang out and not work all the time, but you're a maniac, you're going to be miserable too. And I think this is the disaster that most entrepreneurs are doing, which is like chasing all three at once and not trying to filter advice through what you want for your life. As
I like eating my sandwich sideways too. I don't like eating two pieces of bread at the same time.
A payday, and like you can't pick all three at once because that's like basically saying
this is what I do all day. Honey bunny.
And I'm gonna go on a juice cleanse all at the same time. You're like, what?
No, it is not. This is my day to do this.
You know, there's actually this quote,
1 day a week.
From one of the best,
and you know what?
That exist.
It's gonna bring me earnings.
Right?
We're talking about business right here.
You can't ride two horses.
If I can be home and eating a sandwich and make money at the same time, then that is what I'll do. I am a young female single mom, entrepreneur, fine artist. That is basically all odds against me. All odds against me to be successful. In the most expensive city in the world, in Canada at least, in one of the top in the world. When it comes to ratio of like economics, jobs, and the cost of living here, most expensive city. I mean, this is for survival.
If you want to see what a past audit looks like at the highest level, I think you could consider like.
Okay, Jody Walter.
He used to memorize his
best of luck to you too.
Microsoft, so he could scan the parking lot and know who came in early and stayed late. You know, he bragged about barely sleeping. Then he got close to Warren Buffett and he saw Warren's calendar, and it was like this paper date book, almost empty, whole days with nothing on it. And 1 week in April had 3 entries. Like Buffett's a billionaire and his calendar is wide open. And Gates said it kind of rewired him. He packed every minute of his life and assumed that was like the only way for it to be done. And then here's the greatest investor and operator maybe of all time guarding the blank days like that was the point because it kind of worked for him. And not saying either one's right or wrong, but the lessons Gates took from it in his own words, you control your time. And Buffett's version would be like, I can buy anything I want, basically. But
I do have an Instagram account.
So Buffett's calendar and Buffett's path.
The name of my channel on YouTube is the same for my Instagram. Voila Lounge.
Change your scoreboard today. Like on this path, the metric that matters is profit.
She's talking about, someone just made fun of me for sitting down eating a sandwich on live. Meanwhile, this woman, Cody Sanchez, has the most successful business in the world. And she just talked about how Warren Buffett had blank pages in his calendar. Okay? Think like a billionaire. Warren Buffett is a billionaire. In April, he had 3 bookings. Buy gold. Thank you. The food will give you energy to work out, to do workout. I could do a workout today.
The first one I hear the most is, I'll hire when we hit X number. Like, no, you won't. The number's going to move every time you get close because it's more about control. Line 2. This quarter is the last hard one. You probably said that last quarter and like the 11 before that. So, like, maybe you've just decided to live on hard mode. What could we redo and why do we keep doing what Einstein says the definition of insanity is, which is the
I'm
same
not a
thing
vegetarian.
and expected a different result. That seems dumb.
I have a perfect body. Well, you haven't seen it, but thank you. Look at the muscles.
And if you haven't taken our avatar personality test in this, you're going to want it because it'll tell you where you are blocking yourself from making more money. It is true.
Okay, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages from someone who wants me to sign an NDA and a non-compete because he sees the value in me. No one is going to be asking you to sign a non-compete or an NDA if you don't have value. And this is not for OF, people. This is for something very exciting in the works. So don't be making fun of me, putting myself out there, working hard to build the audience that deserves to see all that I have to give. And I hope that you can be a part of it. And I'm sure you have the same kind of gift to give also. Oh, thank you, Natural Beauty, as I have my makeup kit right here. I'm ready to do it. I haven't showered today yet, but so yeah, this is today is the day where my daughter is with her dad. Can we talk about Superman movies, please? Yeah, go ahead. Talk all you want about Superman movies. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you too. Thank you for your videos. So it's they can do something to you and can talk about it. You don't need it. Yeah, thank you for the emojis, for the spicy emojis. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You want another baby? I would love to have another baby. I'm proud to have you among my followers. Aw, yeah, you too, honey. Too. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm gonna keep listening to this.
That nobody will ever care like the founder about your business in the same way. But it's also irrelevant because the question was never if someone
You're a
cares
single
the
dad
same.
too,
It's
hey?
like, have you built a system where carrying 80% as much still produces a great result for you and the person who works with you? Live 4, my customers, they only want me. Yeah, sure, like a few of them. But most customers actually don't give a shit about you. They
Oh.
want your results. Like, and that's good because you're not everything to everyone and you can build yourself out of that process. And the last lie that
Turkey, you already have a pretty face. Why are you screaming?
right?
Why are you screaming your face? It doesn't matter to me.
Your hot girl stomach.
You are already married and having children doesn't worry me either. I will be a good father for them. I am not married and I do have one child, not children.
So I want you to go stand in the bottleneck.
And she's with her dad today.
Everything waits on you. And you kind of probably already know where this is.
Are you famous? I don't know. Am I famous to you?
Man, I'm the one source of truth because I've been here the longest and everybody's bothering me on stuff all the time. And can I just spend a day getting it out of my head? And every time somebody asks me a question, I tell them to go look at this fucking thing. That was one of my employees, Lindsay, who like basically was being driven crazy because she is our longest standing ops employee and has like the passwords to everything. So like she's becoming a password keeper. What a miserable job. But that's her fault, which I told her. I'm like, then put it down on paper and stop letting people treat you like their password keeper. Tell them they're being lazy, go look at this thing. And like, don't guess. Look at where the work stacks up when you take a day off. Look at where people are pinging you nonstop. That's your address. That's the thing you gotta go after. Then step 2, we're gonna solve it. So like with Lindsay, we're gonna build the thing that replaces you in that seat. Sometimes it's hiring somebody to backfill. We did that. Sometimes
it's weird to say, but I love your nose. It's perfect. Thank you. I get so many comments about my nose lives. It's like they either love it or they hate it. In love with you, queen. In love with you. She's single. Yes, I am. Would you date a 35-year-old? Why not?
Then you need to hand it to the person who should own the discount process instead. Now, there are some that I think that you gotta do. Like if you're in an early stage business, you probably have to hire every employee. You can't have a scoreboard. You don't have to do every single employee hire in every step. But what you need to realize is the knowledge in your head isn't an asset until it exists outside of your head. And step 3 is the exit. Like leave the seat. This is where all of us relapse. So hear me. Do not take the seat back the first time someone runs.
Do not take the seat back.
Because they're going to. If you have 5 people running at 80% versus you at 95%.
Your nose is where it should be on your face. Thank you. Is your hair natural hair? Well, it grew from my head, if that's what you meant. Yes.
80%, that's higher. So you're going to repeat this again and again.
Look like a queen. Thank you.
Then solve exit. Until nobody in the building is a single point of failure. You're going to free you and your employees. You need to hand every employee you have this book because at the end of every single chapter, it says team handoff right here. And, hey, give this to your marketing lead. And here's what the marketing lead's going to go do. I run an advisory program for business owners called Growth Boardroom. One of the owners in there, this guy, Jimmy, had an incredible story about
you can't hide.
He was the owner reliance issue.
I would not last 7 seconds with you because you're so beautiful. Did you smoke bubblegum weed when you were in high school? Maybe. Black circles on your eyes. Wow, so interesting. Where are you from? I'm from Canada. Where are you from? You can't hide dark circles. Let me now admire this beauty. Thank you.
Recorded and transcribed every sales call for 3 months. Turned it into a pitch, into a 1-pager, and a repeatable sales system. Then he hired for the system and boom, he solved his founder dependency problem. And he didn't just solve it for $750K.
What did he do?
He actually signed contracts worth over $934,000 in annualized gross revenue, I think.
Wow.
And was like 50% already at hitting the top line when published. His business grew when he removed himself from that problem. So I obsess over these frameworks and systems because I want every business owner to be rich and free.
Canada.
Will you guys all make $900,000 off of it? I doubt it. But will you have somewhere in your life where you are better and richer because you put a system
Natural
in place?
beauty is so
Will
rare
you have
nowadays.
time
So
and
are
money?
you. Thank you.
Probably. Like, all of your time, all of your fun is what these problems cost you, but they can be solved with systems. And that is the entire reason I wrote this new book for you. More profit, less pain, to have more freedom with less pain.
Here we go.
So you're gonna actually learn live at our launch about the real systems I use to scale multiple businesses to the 9-figure mark. And
This I got from
ways you can hand
Amazon,
stuff
cream
off to your
contour
team,
stick.
even if you're not the one in charge of everything, to help your business keep growing. I'm launching this on September 18th. Free tickets in the link below. I'll see you there. Last thing I want to just check in with you on, everybody online is obsessed with passive income and handoff sales. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I don't know how you can like run a business at a small scale, free of everything, ignore everything, run without you. Those are different. You're not allowed to disappear. Freedom doesn't mean you neglect the business that gave it to you. The gold standard is presence without dependence. So you're close enough to sense when something bad's going on. You're far enough that it runs without you, like not absent or indispensable. And the best proof I know is a guy who built a multi-billion-dollar company while barely being in the building. That's Yvon Chouinard, the founder of Patagonia. And he used to say he ran the company on his MBA, Management by Absence. In his term, he literally was like, I'm gone from May to November. And he would call a handful of times while he climbed, surfed, and fished. And like for him, that wasn't neglect because he built a system around it and a team. Those months in the field were where he tested the gear, found the flaws, came home with the next decade of products. Then he hired operators he trusted, handed one of them the CEO seat for 13 years, and reserved for himself the single job that only he could do, living inside of the product. When he finally let go completely and basically gave the company away,
Are you
Patagonia was worth
work
$40
or study
billion.
college?
Presence without
I
dependence.
work,
And here's how you'll
and
know
I
it's
did
working.
study
The
and
real
go to
measure of
college, but
success
not
is whether
anymore.
your business runs better in the weeks you're
High
not there,
ponytails possible
or
with
runs
rubber
worse.
band. Do you want me to
That's
put
what
my
happened
hair
when I
up?
finally did this for real. I got my life back, and the business got better.
My
both at
stepmom
once.
always told me
Not a
that
trade-off.
my
Now, I have to
only a
warn you,
monkey
getting
would
free
be
is one thing, staying free is
jealous of
another.
my
So
ears.
I want to make sure you design your life before
I already
the
didn't
business
like them,
does.
and she
Like, I
really
want you to
embedded
have
that
to
idea in my
have
brain.
your calendar set like we've talked
So I
about
usually
before.
put my
Not
hair
let the
down,
business
keep it down, I mean.
quietly eat and own every single part of you. Schedule the date nights ahead of time. I'm gonna break this all down actually.
Ooh,
in the last
date
chapter
nights
of the
ahead of
book, but let's
time. I heard
review
that
this
part.
last thing. In business, you can either listen to the hustle porn, the mania, that you have to get up at 5 a.m., read 57 books, work 24 hours a day until you die, or you can work on getting better and building a system that's smarter with people who are better than you, because that's the entire purpose
Yeah,
of
I
the
look like
CEO.
such a
If
clown.
you're
Someone says
CEO,
clown
you're the
makeup.
CEO, your real
Your
job is
hair and
really
makeup
three
look
things,
amazing.
which
Thank you. I
is
just started the
give a
makeup.
vision so big other people see their dream is bigger underneath you. Create systems inside of your business so that the business runs without you, and be so delusionally optimistic that other people believe you can succeed. That's the game. I'll see you guys on September 18th.
Waiting to feel confident is the wrong goal completely. Confidence comes after we take action. We're building the skill, building the competence, building the sense of evidence. Hey, I can do this.
This is funny because I'm literally using my camera as a mirror. It's not as precise, but
Feel ready. And then they're always waiting because they never reach that state.
She's a Harvard-trained leadership coach, helps people rewire the way they think, lead, and perform. Dr. Shade Zara. In this episode, you'll learn how to build confidence backed by science, not slogans, and shift from burnout to breakthrough. So if you've ever wondered, why do I keep getting in my own way? This episode is your unlock. Do you make yourself more charming?
There's a few things that you can do. You know when you see that amazing person on stage, everyone is hanging onto their every word as they tell that story? That's what I call captivating charisma. But then what happens when at the end of that keynote that person walks off and no one really wants to talk to them? That's because they lack magnetic. You can have one without the other. Really, the magnetic piece comes down to
Back up that for a second. I found that to be so true.
don't one-up people. The best thing you can do is be interested. People generally like talking about themselves. It lights up a part of our brain, which is rewarding. If you can offer to be of value to them, then it doesn't feel like you're just trying to take or impress.
What is the line between manifesting and believing in yourself and execution too?
Manifestation itself has been misunderstood to be dream it and you will achieve it tomorrow. When we look at the research, especially the work on goal identity, you need to.
What does neuroscience show us is the main obstacle that prevents people from reaching their full potential?
It entirely comes down to what we believe about ourselves. Entirely comes down to our perspective, our perception of our abilities, our worthiness, our sense of control over our lives. So, Cody, let me tell you this fascinating study. It was from the 70s, so a while ago now. But it
Hi,
helps
cute
to
lady. I've been
articulate
counting.
why
You
our
have
beliefs are so powerful.
253 eyebrow hairs. Wow. That's a lot. I didn't know that. Thank you. And you only have 2 nose hairs. Okay, not bad. You guys are
So he
funny.
brought a huge number of people together. His name was Robert Kleck. Huge number of people together, split them into 2 groups. One group, he drew a scar on their face from their ear to their mouth. The other group had no scar. Then they were able to see themselves with the scar, so they could confirm that they had
Blush.
this visible disfigurement
This is
on
the
their
most
face.
pigmented
Then he sent them
blush.
into
I literally
conversations
need
with
that
strangers.
much.
Now, when they came back, he assessed how they felt the conversations went. The group with the scar overwhelmingly stated that they felt tense, they felt like they were judged, they felt uncomfortable, didn't enjoy the conversations. But here's where it gets interesting. If we rewind a little bit, right after they were shown the scar on their faces, so before they've had the conversations, the researcher said, I'm going to apply some moisturizing cream just to set the scar so it doesn't crack. And what they did is actually remove it. There was no scar. These people expected to be treated a certain way, and that's what they experienced. Now, what's even more fascinating is they had people watching, third parties watching these conversations on video.
Would you date a 47-year-old? Yeah, if you were the perfect provider and I could just live in my feminine self, take care of the babies, be at home, barefoot. When the kids go to school, I could go work out and get dinner prepared by the time that everyone's back home. Hopefully live in a nice area where the school is nice and close, so I don't have to drive 2 hours a day like I've had to do. Yeah. And this whole time I thought you were blushing because of me. Oh, you're so cute. Again, if you're 63 and you provided a mansion and I could just be my feminine self, you were not abusive. Like, I mean, all those things are great that I just listed, but like, none of it is good if someone isn't nice to be around. It's not worth it. It makes it unworth it.
And then conducted my own studies over the last 5 years.
When I did 108-year-old, whoa. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Flirty here. What about to retire? You are a queen. You blasters. You could take a 68-year-old. Hello, beautiful eyes. Hi.
That's where doubt sneaks in. And so we converted those traits into
Okay, hold on.
because
I need to grab an eyeshadow palette. So I'll take you with me.
Can't change it. It's a personality trait. We do know from research, and my own is you can actually change it personality if you choose to.
Does anyone else here have ADHD and never remembers to pause the TV when you walk away?
Which is self-acceptance. Do you completely accept who you are, or do you need validation for you to accept yourself? If you don't accept yourself, you take feedback personally.
Oh.
You take it as a personal attack. You fear failure.
Did you hear that? If you need validation from the outside. Hold on, let's listen to that.
So that's the first one, self-explained sources. What are those? So it was fascinating when I was doing a lot of research into this space, because we think self-doubt is one giant blob of worry and anxiety and imposter syndrome and some fear thrown in there. And when we think it's one thing, we then think there's one solution. And this is why so many people are still struggling with it, because they're looking for the single solution and it's not working.
Hello from Canada. Hi, I'm from Canada too. No, I have not done plastic surgery on my nose. I would not make it look like this if I had a nose job.
There are these 4 qualities. They're actually personality traits.
4 qualities, 4 personality traits
Whether we experience self-doubt.
that determine if we experience self-doubt.
Within us, that's where doubt sneaks in.
Did you hear that, you guys? There was no ADHD back in my day. Yeah, well now people understand a lot more.
Who I am. Can't change it. It's a personality trait. We do know from research.
Sundress season. Yes, it is.
Change a personality trait if you choose to, but we don't even discuss that. We go into, okay, what are the attributes? What are the behavioral components? So these 4 things. The first one relates to a sense of worthiness,
Sense of worthiness.
which is self-acceptance. Do you
Self-acceptance.
fundamentally accept who you are?
Do you accept who you are?
Do you need validation?
Or do you need validation to accept
If
yourself?
you don't accept
If you
yourself,
don't accept yourself, you take feedback personally. You take it as a personal attack. You feel failure because of what it means about you. You set impossibly high standards and then beat yourself when you don't achieve them. So that's number one.
The second one is agency.
Agency
And agency
is
relates
second.
to your belief in your ability
Agency
to
relates to
achieve
belief
things and get
in your
things
ability
done.
to achieve things and get things done. So it's perceived capability.
And if you have a strong sense of agency, you can believe. And if you don't know how to do something, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
But if you struggle in this area,
Yeah.
this is where we see imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
People feel like
People feel like they don't have the skills, they don't deserve their achievements that they're receiving because someone's going to find out that I'm a fraud. We see a lot of
That
comparison.
person's better than me. That person has more skill than I do, and that holds people back. The third one's a really interesting one, and it ties into this victim mentality that some people can get sucked into. We call it autonomy, and it relates to
Autonomy is
a locus
victim.
of control. A locus of control relates to where do you
Locus
place your
of
focus.
control, where to
You have an
place.
internal
She's
locus.
hiding.
You believe
What is
that
she
you are in
hiding
control
in
of your
there?
decisions and your
Is your
life.
Instagram name the
Sure,
same as
there are
it's the
things
same
that
as my
are
YouTube
outside of
channel?
your
Yeah.
control, But you don't focus there. When you have an external
When you have an
locus,
external locus, that's where doubt is creeping in, and it tries to highlight you have no control. Life is unfair. Everyone else has it easier than you do. So naturally, you focus on those things outside of your control, which makes you feel even more powerless. So that is a form of self-doubt too, because you doubt your power in your life.
And then the fourth
Wow. Number
Let
4.
me ask you a question before I tell you this one.
Okay,
So
question.
Really think, although maybe in your case it might be, because we were just talking about how Cody's a bit of an anomaly, doesn't necessarily experience a lot of the doubt that many other people would, and a lot of very, very successful business owners, leaders, don't necessarily resonate. It might come up in different ways, but not necessarily in relation to the business. But think about a moment when perhaps you were a little bit anxious.
Think about a moment when you were
Think
anxious.
about how it felt.
How did it
in your
feel
body.
in your
Now,
body?
Strip away any emotion that you felt at that
Now
moment.
take
What
away
would
the
you be left
emotion.
with?
What would you be left with?
Butterflies in my stomach?
Just some butterflies in your stomach and some thoughts about what was about to happen.
Thoughts about
And
what
you
was
could
going to
probably
happen.
Run through those thoughts very rationally and determine which ones
Logic.
help me,
Logic. When
you
you take out emotion, you get logic.
So the fourth one
That's the only thing
entirely relates
left.
to emotion and how emotion can completely
Emotion can
derail us.
completely
I say that
derail
emotional
us.
intelligence is a leadership and business superpower because we think we're rational beings, but we're not. We're emotional beings who rationalize. And so once you can get a handle on your emotions, every other area of self-doubt becomes much easier to handle, and life just becomes much easier to handle. So these are the 4 drivers of self-doubt, and once we have a framework for it, a language for it, it means that when we're experiencing that voice that is trying to hold us back, we can ask ourselves, which area is it trying to attack right now? And then that gives us a pathway to actually strengthen that area.
So if somebody's listening to this right now and they're like, wow, I felt all of those things, or I have a lot of self-doubt and it's been holding me back consistently, and now I know these 4 characteristics, what is the next step for them? So if you're in that moment of self-doubt and you're struggling, how do I steal your research to make my life and self-doubt go away?
So when you're in that moment of self-doubt, the very first thing to do is acknowledge
How to
that you are not
Make
your doubts.
self-doubt go away.
You are not your doubts.
You are not your doubts. That's, you need to remember, you're not your doubts. You're my favorite. Wes, look smart. Okay.
Filled to the top with water, and I have both a ping pong ball and a golf ball.
NYX.
If I put the ping pong ball on the top
Put
of
the
one
ping
glass
pong
of water,
ball
what
on
happens to the
top
water?
of the glass of water.
Nothing. It's just floating on top.
Nothing. It's just
If I
floating
take
on
the
top.
golf ball and I put it in the
Take
other
the
glass
golf
of water,
ball.
what happens? It sinks to the bottom. And also what
It'll
happens
sink to the
water?
bottom.
It overflows. It
It
flows out. It comes out.
overflows. It comes out.
This is like self-doubt.
This is like self-doubt.
Self-doubt itself is not the
Self-doubt
enemy.
itself is not the
wrongly
enemy.
vilified it.
You wrongly
Self-doubt should be
vilified
like a
it.
little ping pong ball floating on the
It's
top.
like a
It's
ping
there
pong ball
here,
floating on the
we can
top of a
decide
glass of
what we do
water.
with it.
But
Where it
we
becomes
decide what we
challenging
do
is
with
that it
it.
becomes the golf ball and we internalize it. Not only that, we lose a part of ourselves when we're internalizing that self-doubt because we think this is who I am. And then the really interesting part is if you were to take that golf ball
If you were to take the golf ball
does the
out,
water miraculously come back into
does
the
the water
glass? It
miraculously
doesn't.
go back
You've
into
lost
glass?
a piece of yourself for so long.
You lost a piece of yourself for so
rediscovering
long
who you are
through the process
without
of
the doubt.
rediscovering who you are
So
without
in
the
terms
doubt.
of what the research says
Turns out
around how do we tackle
what the research
self-doubt,
says
first
is
step,
how we tackle self-doubt.
you
You recognize you are not the doubt. You are not the doubt.
Rather than having the thought of I'm a failure,
You have a pretty name. Thank you. You get ready for our date. Yes. Is that AI? No, it is not.
And that separation is called psychological separation.
Psychological separation is what I just described. Shit. Sorry, guys. Oh, I messed that up. I'm using my camera to as a mirror, so it's a bit trickier.
Which of the four is the loudest? And then how can you take steps to actually address that particular attribute to strengthen it?
It's so good because I think, often, obviously we run all these companies, we have all these employees, and so I get to see all these different personality types. And one thing that I've noticed a lot lately is people will say, well, I'm really emotional. So it's almost, I am X.
Yes.
I am an emotional person. I am emotional, not in this moment.
When people say I am this, they're taking away their
brand.
neuroplasticity. And the younger you are, the more you have it, but it still stays throughout your life. You still have some degree of neuroplasticity, which is amazing because that means we have control over who we are,
Let's unpack this.
over who we become. You can actually change who you are and who you become just by thinking it.
And you've made some assumptions based on that. And it's totally cool for you to be upset or trying to regulate. That's all of us in life.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you are saying you are emotional.
Makeup artist that. Yes, I am.
This idea of
You have to be perfect for our first date.
I'm so
Haha.
annoyed at this person.
Yes,
Or
I do.
I'm just a person that gets annoyed often. Or I'm easily triggered. Or I'm emotional. Or I cry a lot. Or I'm a crier. To instead just say, you know what? I'm having feelings about this.
Totally.
And then you label it.
Yes.
What's the word again that we're labeling it?
So it's cognitive diffusion, but it's called affective labeling. You're labeling the emotion as opposed to becoming the emotion.
So good. So instead,
Okay, labeling the
how do you
emotion
do this
rather than
day?
saying
You're
you
like,
are the
"All right,
emotion."
Really upset. Cody's super annoying. She keeps asking me the same question again and again. So, do you say the term in your head?
There's a number of ways you can do it. Find something that comes naturally to you. What we do find though is that when we're practicing this technique,
When we're practicing this technique, when we're teaching about
it
it,
feels a little bit odd.
it feels a little bit
Because
off.
you're feeling the frustration or that
Because you're
really
feeling the
charged emotional
frustration.
state that you have, and then to take a moment and take a step back and say, well,
Take a
I'm
moment,
noticing
take a
this,
step
or I'm
back.
feeling this, or I'm experiencing that.
Experiencing this or experiencing
And so we
that.
tell them that's the point. You're actually taking yourself out of the state, re-engaging your prefrontal cortex, and you simply say, I am noticing,
I am noticing, I am feeling,
I am experiencing.
I'm experiencing.
Or you can even describe the physiological state. So something that we find.
Wow,
so
look
going
at
back to this
Ravishing,
piece of,
thank you.
I'm emotional or I'm stressed.
I'm emotional, I'm stressed. These are two umbrella
that we find
terms
a lot of people
that we find a lot of people
when they
use
don't
when
have
they
the
don't have the emotional granularity in the moment to actually describe what it is exactly that they're
So
feeling.
they'll say, I'm stressed,
I'm overwhelmed.
When we dig deeper,
There are so many underlying reasons why they're so feeling
it comes down to
one of these four drivers of self-doubt.
If
If somebody is feeling overwhelmed because they have too much in terms of their workload, too much to do,
that relates to agency.
that relates to agency. How can I achieve my goals? Someone is feeling stressed out because they have this opportunity and they're worried they're going to fail or fall short or get judged. That's a lack of acceptance. They don't accept themselves for who they are regardless of the
So
outcome.
one of these things will generally show up.
So one of these things will generally show up.
Tapping into each of them,
reminding yourself, hey, I can work on these, and showing up with that kind of energy. The goal, we can call it trust. It's full self-trust.
Reminds me of something that I want to weave into at some point, which is so powerful. But we'll hold up on.
I'm Kevin. Hi, Kevin. We are all a Kevin.
And I just think,
Now you're cooking. Ideals of the secret, putting out energy into the universe, both negative and positive. How are you doing? I'm good. You're going to be able to repeat all this later on our date.
Let it pass.
You guys, please subscribe. I am a young single mom and I'm trying to get monetized, and I just want to be able to provide for my daughter and I, and that's all I got. I tapped out on all the education I have. I used all of it, doing what I did for 14 years, and I just need to change. I worked behind the scenes for 14 years, and I really should have been in front of the camera all that time. I was 10 years old when I asked my parents for an acting class, and they were like, Shayna, they said, you need to be able to sing, you need to be able to dance in order to be a good actor. The thing is, I didn't do either of those things, and the thing is, if you go even further back in time, when I was 8, I asked for those things also. I didn't get them.
Building the competence, building the sense of
I didn't have the
"Yes, I can do
talent,
this," and that
the given
increases our
talent to do something I was interested in practicing,
self-confidence.
getting good
So
at.
confidence is actually
I
the
have
result
talent
or the
in
output of taking the
fine
action,
arts, creating
which
something
means that
beautiful,
ways
because I'm
to get
self-taught
confident, which
there,
is what so many people
hence
do,
being a makeup
and
artist. So
they
I did
feel
the other
good,
route.
but then they're always waiting because they never
I
get
was
to
going to
that
be a
stage.
clinical counselor. I also
They
did
feel
psychology
confident in
at
wrong
a university
goals
local to
completely,
me.
and it's a huge myth
I didn't
in
finish the
society that we
degree
need to shake
because
out
I
of
have learning
because that comes
disabilities when it
after,
comes
which
to
means there's something that comes first that we're
learning
missing.
through
What is it?
reading
It's self-trust.
and
It's trusting
finishing
that
tasks
you
I'm
can handle
disinterested
whatever
in,
comes your
which
way.
it's hard to be
Trusting your ability
disinterested in
to
something you
worthiness, your
have
sense of control, to
a
show
learning
up,
weakness in.
do what you need to
It's
do, and
daunting,
also
right?
trusting that you
So,
can handle it if it doesn't work out.
wait, you're a single mom? Yes, I
Cody, I would say you
am.
have a huge,
I am
hugely
single.
high level
Yes.
of hugely
It's surprising
you
to
have a
some
hugely
people.
high level of self-trust.
As long as it's not the gym. It's like when I
Yeah,
talk
we
to
did
big
touch on that
lady,
earlier.
I'm working on it, guys. But yeah, in business, you're right. It's
Business.
reps.
Oops.
We always say competence equals confidence.
Competence
The more
equals
reps you do, the
confidence.
more
It's
likely
all
you
about
are
desire, make it
to
priority,
hit
and
the
it will
things
become
coming back. So,
sacrifice will be
it makes
required.
perfect sense for me.
Well,
At some point,
as long as
it's
people
almost
replay my lives and
irrational
my,
for me to say,
I mean, that's the thing
don't
about
know
YouTube.
how
Like,
to
if you post something and it keeps getting
look at
views,
a
you'll
profit and
make
loss
money off of it
Of
if
course
you're
I do.
monetized.
Like I would have to lose part of my brain capacity to forget how to look at this because I've looked at 50,000 of them. But the first time I looked at one, I didn't really know what was going on. I thought it was might as well been Hebrew, you know. And so it makes a lot of sense. But I think there's also this belief lately in society. At least I've heard it. So tell me what you
There's
think.
been
lot
a
of people
belief
these days are
lately
like,
in society.
I mean, I hear it on the internet so much. I was just showing David a couple clips, and I was like, they're like, what was the one? It was a young woman.
A young woman.
And she just kept
And she
repeating.
kept repeating,
I make $30,000
a month. I make 30,000 a month.
And then she was like,
I make 30,000. And if you say
then
it, then you will have it. And if you believe it, you will get it. And to this, it feels like a bastardization manifestation. I'm like, listen, I could say I make $1 billion a monmonth a lot. And unless I back that up with an unreasonable amount of work, it's probably never going to happen for me. So what is the line between manifesting and believing in yourself and execution between the two?
I see this a lot on social media as well.
I don't have a pet.
And it's really seductive for people.
What's my perfect
Because
first
it means
date?
that I get to get the thing without doing the work. But it doesn't actually work like that. So there's a lot to
Some
be said
like
about
fine
manifestation.
dining, I think.
am a big believer in looking
I don't
for
know.
science.
It's not
And
even what I
some
do. It's
element
like
that,
who I
you know,
end up
that has
doing it
not
with.
been proven by science in terms of like the energy we
Like
develop
good
and all this.
foods, laugh.
But manifestation itself
It doesn't even have to have food. Like as long as you're in a
Dream it
walk
and you will
around a
achieve it.
park, like it
Look,
doesn't
for some
have to
people, maybe it
be
happens that
anything
they're
too extravagant. It's more about the quality of
exception to the rule,
the
not necessarily the rule.
like
What we do
the
when we look at the research, especially the work
compatibility,
on goal intensity,
charisma,
on
like
setting what's called superordinate goals.
being able to
You
talk
need
about our
to
future
have
without
in
getting
mind where you
scared
want
and
to go.
like
What is that vision that you have for yourself, and visualize it, which is the basis of manifestation.
finding out
Be
that
really clear,
your vision for your
visualize
future
yourself
is the
achieving it,
same.
and believe that it is possible.
I'm an
Because remember,
Aries.
self-belief and expectation bias shape how we show up in the world and what we interpret. So you need to first upgrade your identity to see yourself
Upgrade
as
your
someone who is
identity,
worthy
see
of
yourself as
capable of that,
worthy of
able to
that,
handle
capable
it
of
if it
that,
comes your way.
able to
Because
handle
if
if
you
it comes your
don't
way.
get
Because if
there,
you
it
don't
means you
get
don't
there,
trust
it means you
yourself,
don't trust
and you will
yourself
keep
and you'll
sabotaging.
keep sabotaging.
And we see this
And we see this countless times.
So that's the first
So
step.
that's the first step. So yes, of course, know where you're going. There was a study that came out in it was probably mid 2010s, and they looked at the role of, they called it positive fantasies. So the term manifesting, it's not in the literature, but positive fantasies about where you want to be. They found that the more someone visualized positive fantasy, and the only positive fantasy, the less energy they had to actually achieve that positive energy. Because it means that where you are now and where you want to be, there's this gap. And all you see is this gap. And suddenly you think nothing's happening, I'm not progressing. Oh my goodness, I can't do it. Too hard.
So there is a missing step. And that's where
I always keep faith. That's where you actually have to do the work. Put in the reps, put in the steps. Every little thing we talk about, milestones, have a milestone to get you there. What gets in the way though is, this is something we like to teach and something that I write about in Big Trust because it's so overlooked. So it's actually a story from Michael Phelps. Let me tell you the Michael Phelps story. It's a short one. Greatest athletes of all time.
Multiple
Multiple world champion.
He set numerous
Olympian.
champions, numerous world records. So 2008.
2008.
Actually, let me take you back before.
Oh wait,
2008.
but before
So
then.
he had his coach
said, oh wait, you're in Aries. Wait. I always keep faith that things will work out and just watch for signs and life will show you its path. Life, yes, honey. Manifestation, internal state becomes external. Okay. He visualized himself really, Michael Phelps. He visualized every possible thing that could go wrong. Everything that could go wrong. Goggle snapping, snip, slipping on the starting block, cramping mid race. And then importantly, he would then visualize what he would do if that happened. Oh, he had it essentially embedded in his nervous system so that if it happened, he wouldn't get distracted. He would get overwhelmed. He had a plan. He had been there before. So this is something we often don't do. When we're thinking about getting to our goal, we don't think about the things that get in our way. So when they inevitably come, we get stuck. We see it as a verdict. Maybe this isn't for me. We give up. We get overwhelmed, whatever it is. Take the Michael Phelps story. It's in pre-mortem and in the project management world, a lot of business strategy and version thinking.
So, okay, now here's where it came into play for Michael Phelps.
Here's where it came into play for Michael
It's
Phelps.
the finals in the Olympics of the 200-meter butterfly.
Oh, 200 butterfly. He dives into the pool. Within the first couple of meters, his goggles fill up with water. He cannot see a thing.
But he had
been here before in his mind.
So as he says,
He's quoted saying,
I
I swam blind for 175 meters out of a 200 fly.
Broke the world record.
Wow.
And it had been because he'd been there before. He didn't allow it to shake him. And so when we're talking about achieving the
Wow.
goal,
Amazing.
where you're going,
because the real reason was because he'd been there before in his mind. So it's good to plan what you're going to do if the problems occur, not just visualize the problems occurring. You have to take it a step further.
enlist the support of this person.
Why do people want me to tie my hair back? I mean, sure, I will. If I had a hair elastic handy, do you want me to get up and move around? Hold on.
When you don't believe you can do it, you will not take action.
I have like mini hair elastics in this thing. It's where I usually do my daughter's hair in front of the TV so she sits still. But they're mini elastics.
Then I realized that if you guys buy the businesses, I get to do the deals with you. So this year at Main Street Millionaire Live, it is your chance to see our insider strategies. I'll teach you how we find, buy,
Wow, I get less viewers when I'm like giving valuable information on the live.
So if you want to go from
Maybe it's annoying hearing an echo.
actually running a profitable business, join me. I'll give you
That's so weird.
and then we end up doing deals together.
Yeah, it's almost like the right way to manifest.
Completely.
Which is actually to not, and I think that a lot of, I've certainly been told, hey, if you manifest and you think about negative things, that's what you'll have in life. But there's this in between, which is, let's be realistic
So,
in what could happen.
I was listening. Okay, so I'm going to recap what they just said. Hold on. Because this is good content. Hold on, I'm going to start doing my hair again. So listening to Cody Sanchez, what did we just listen to? I was listening to Cody Sanchez talk to a charisma expert. Her name is Dr. Shade Zarai. And she talked about manifestation, the difference between making it successful manifestation and unsuccessful manifestation. She told a story that was told by Michael Phelps. He visualized himself winning all the positive things. He also visualized all the negative things that could go wrong while competing, right? He is an Olympian, broke so many numerous world records. Not only the reason why his negative thoughts ended up actually becoming successful and helping him was because he took it one step further. He didn't just say, oh, these are the bad things that could go wrong. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. He said, what am I going to do if those bad things happen? Goggles filling up with water, goggles snapping, slipping before he gets in the water, blah, 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 etc. And come to one of those competitions where within the first couple meters, his goggles filled up with water. He ended up just swimming blind. That's what he imagined doing if that happened. And he ended up swimming 175 meters out of 200, and he broke a world record. So that is pretty powerful. Yeah, you guys want to manifest and do it properly, then you don't just imagine the amazing things that will happen, but imagine what all the wrong things that could happen and take it a step further. Think about how you'll handle it. Plan it ahead of time. Make sure you have a plan. What's your plan? You know? Don't tie your hair back. Don't tie your hair back. That's because energetically your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs broadcast a frequency that attracts matching experiences. That scratch? Where? What do I have a scratch somewhere? Also, he trains a lot. Stop the BS. Oh, should I have smiled first? Yeah, I forget to smile sometimes. Underboss. Hi, Underboss. MRC. Oh, in the middle of the chest. So this is a scar. I had open heart surgery when I was 11 months old. Thankfully, I just needed that one surgery and I've been healthy for as long as I can remember. My parents, however, are still traumatized from that experience, having to let their baby go into heart surgery. It's an intense surgery. I have no memory of it, however. I just have a scar. And yeah. I can only imagine though what my parents went through. I mean, I remember when my daughter was just a baby around that same age and she ended up getting a blister from a diaper one time, and I felt so sad. It was just a baby blister that went away and like the next day, and they had to deal with their baby having the whole chest cut open and stitches, and that was the hardest time of their whole lives for sure, I'm sure. Besides their divorce, they let me know. Yeah, it was you getting sick and your mother's divorce from me. That was the worst week of my life. Okay, anyways. My lip liners are not in here. My lip liners are in my purse. Oh, I think my purse is right behind me. Yeah, it's definitely scary. Are you 33? You look like you're in your 20s still. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you guys, during this live, I've had a lot of people messaging me that I should really be replying to because they're trying to do business with me. And I have been ignoring them. So I should, after this lip liner, get going and actually do some work. But it's been great, like, getting my juices flowing with you guys. Okay, bye. Smile first. I have coffee teeth. I have to brush my teeth. Very cute. Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you for letting me get my makeup done with you. This is better lighting when I face this way, but my TV was this way. I wanted to watch that. Okay. Smile first. My name is Shresh. Okay, y'all. Okay, loves. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, okay? Thank you. I appreciate you. Follow me on my other platforms, Solve Walla Lounge, or